This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon and thank you for watching News 8 Now. I'm Sophia Pullman. Today is April 7th. It's Friday. Woo. The La Crosse County Sheriff's Office is putting in efforts to make our roads safer. Officials have started a 30-day crash and speed reduction initiative, creating a larger police presence on Highway 53 and Highway 16 past Valley View Mall and West Salem. La Crosse County Sheriff says not to worry. Deputies are not searching for people to ticket. This initiative is about establishing a police presence to remind drivers to stay safe.
The purpose of this initiative is presence and deterrence, and to educate people on speeding, reckless driving, and the fact that we are coming into summer where we have more bicycles on the road, motorcycles, people walking.
The Sheriff's Office is still planning out the initiative. We'll share more information when we get them. Bauer did speak to us as executive director about potential future parking plans for the downtown area. Downtown Main Street hopes to make parking a win-win situation for both the downtown businesses and the city. They've been planning a parking benefit district. Funds collected from parking fees would go to snow removal, sidewalk repairs, and other ways to beautify store exteriors. The planning process may take time, but Bauer says he's hopeful his organization and the city can find a solution.
We need to do what we can do in a positive way to bring a solution to the table that again works for everybody.
Bauer says it might take a couple of years to put the plan in place. Here is Derek with our noon forecast for today.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sophia. We are tracking what was some snow showers, and I say was because it was mainly during overnight and also into early this morning that some spots did see some light scattered snow that moved through, as you can see right there with the satellite and radar loop clearly showing that here. And that was actually just out ahead of a stationary frontal boundary, which is actually now beginning to pick up steam and beginning to turn more into a warm front here eventually, and that's going to help warm up the temperatures, especially as we head into this weekend. As of right now, you can kind of see where that warm front is setting up. Right near the central viewing spots there, and as a result we're seeing mid to upper 40s central and south, low 40s to the north. So right there you can kind of see that gradient right in the middle there. So here's what we can expect: partly to mostly cloudy skies between around 3 to 5 p.m. today. Warmer air temperatures in general, as highs should pick up into at least the mid 50s here this afternoon. Some spots nearing that 60-degree mark under a light southerly wind breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. So I'll be back with a check on that full weather forecast. I'll let you know exactly how warm we're talking this weekend and next week. Sophia?
This afternoon, we announced more winners for the Best of La Crosse County contest, an annual event where the people of the community vote their favorite spots in certain categories. There's some established names and some hidden gems. Let's take a look. As we know, La Crosse is a generous place with lots of nonprofits, and the votes are in for Best Local Nonprofit. First place went to Beer by Bike Brigade. Second is New Horizon Shelter and Outreach Centers, and Adult and Teen Challenge of Western Wisconsin placed third. Looking for a new home? Then don't worry, because the best real estate company in the county this year went to Castle Realty of La Crosse. At Properties, La Crosse took home second place, and third place went to OneTrust Real Estate. Speaking of the best real estate agencies, let's see who was voted the best realtor this year in the area. The best agent goes to Amber Iverson of Castle Realty of La Crosse. Receiving the second most votes is Bill Farr from At Properties La Crosse, and Nikki Paisley, who is also from At Properties La Crosse, came in third as the best real estate agent. Sunday is 2 days away, and if curious about who is the top place of worship in the county, we have those votes. This year, First Free took home first place for best place to worship. St. Patrick's Catholic Church came in second place, and following in third is Mary Mother of the Church Parish. And winter may be leaving us, but warmer weather is on its way. For all your heating and air conditioning services, here are your top 3 votes on who to call. Receiving the most votes for first place is Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. In second place, we have G&T Heating and Air Conditioning LLC. And Ron Hames Refrigeration securing third place for all of your heating and air conditioning services. That wraps up our week with the Best of La Crosse. We heard some well-known establishments, and we've heard some hidden gems throughout the county. Thank you for voting and sharing your favorite places. When we return, a EMS shortage will strike a county as they fail to receive proper resources. U.S. stocks rose Thursday and investors were bracing for today's jobs report. The Dow added 2 points, the Nasdaq added 91, and the S&P 500 rose 14 points. CBS News correspondent Chanel Call has today's CBS Money Watch from New York.
U.S. financial markets are closed for Good Friday as the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases its much-anticipated March jobs report. Economists expect the data to reflect a hiring slowdown in the U.S., with the unemployment rate set to hold steady at 3.6%. The IRS is pledging to add more customer service representatives and audit more wealthy taxpayers with $80 billion in extra funding. The money comes from the Democrats' landmark climate change and health care bill that was signed by President Biden last summer. Details of the plan come just 11 days before the 2022 tax filing deadline. And Chipotle and Sweet Green have agreed to settle a lawsuit over a contentious menu item. The U.S. salad chain had plans to add a chicken Chipotle burrito bowl to its menu, but Chipotle argued the item infringed on its trademark rights. In the end, Sweet Green decided to rename the salad to Chicken Plus Chipotle Pepper Bowl, and Chipotle dropped the suit. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Stay with us. We will have one more check of your forecast when we return. A new report from the Wisconsin Office of Rural Health says that 41% of EMS agencies statewide reported service gaps in the past 12 months. One EMS agency described it as being in crisis mode, trying to protect the people of their town. Andrew Banstra has the story.
Can you imagine calling 911 because your significant other just became unresponsive and it takes an hour to get somebody to your house to do that? When you think that you're paying taxes for providing an ambulance down the street from you from the fire station?
That's the reality for many Wisconsinites, according to a new Wisconsin Office of Rural Health report. They say between 40 and 50% of EMS agencies statewide can't staff ambulances 24/7, 365 like they're required to.
Just within the last week, I've seen data where ambulances were brought from as far away as 30 miles away to handle a 911 call, which took over an hour to get an ambulance on CNET. So, I mean, this is happening today in 2023 in Wisconsin.
When Wisconsin's EMS system was created in 1968, it was largely volunteer-run. Today, volunteers are harder to come by, and staffing an agency year-round is simply a bill these municipalities can't pay.
If you go from a service that's been all volunteer and then you need to staff it with all full-time staff, that's a $600,000 difference. These people aren't being served well. We're not serving the most vulnerable people in our community at the point when they're the most vulnerable, and it's going to take money to increase that.
James said, too, the Wisconsin State Office has 3 regional coordinators to supervise 800 agencies and 18,000 providers.
This didn't happen today. It reached a crisis point now. And this is really the opportunity of where we have to make a decision on how we're going to keep delivering these services at a local level.
30% of EMS agencies said they don't have the funds for next year. But what's the path forward?
Many communities don't have the resources to fund it at the level that they need to fund it at. And it's a municipal service. So the expectation that somebody is going to do this for free or at a very low cost and personally subsidize the cost to the local taxpayer, that's just a poor expectation. We don't expect that of our public works employees. We don't expect that of our law enforcement. But that's been the ongoing expectation in fire and EMS.
To address the problems, the WORH report recommends the state implement recurring and sustainable funding sources for operations and training. Here is a look at CityCam 8. Derek is in next with our forecast.
Well, it sure is a beautiful start here to the afternoon, as you can see behind me from CityCam 8. We got a combination of a mix of sun and clouds. A blue sky here, the sun shining down. We have a few clouds here back towards the western part of your screen. And here's what we got going on right now. 49 degrees is that current temperature. Slightly gusty, though. We're seeing southerly wind gusts up to 21 miles an hour. Sustained, though, at 15 currently at the airport. It feels like 43 because of the winds, making that wind chill effect there. In Eau Claire, 41 degrees the temperature. It feels like 36 degrees, factoring in that southeast wind flow at around 7 miles an hour. So here's kind of what's going on. We have high pressure at the surface building across the Great Lakes, and that is causing some of that nice weather that we're seeing here right now. But we're also keeping an eye on this frontal boundary, this stationary frontal boundary that is, because we have seen a little bit of some rain showers and also a little bit more so of some snow really across our area that kind of formed just along that frontal boundary, and also a combination of an upper level disturbance here also kind of helps us as well. And you can see that we did have some of those scattered snow showers move through here earlier in the day, but so far that has cleared out. And really I can say that throughout the rest of the day we got a combination of that mix and sun of clouds to continue. 52 degrees at 3 o'clock followed by 55. We'll start to see some increasing clouds here possibly around that time. Partly cloudy skies as we head into the early evening hours. So as we time things out, you can see by 2 o'clock a few clouds here across portions of the area, but because of that stationary frontal boundary beginning to pick up steam here a little bit and move north, it's going to kind of turn into more of a warm front, and that is going to set off a little bit more moisture later today, maybe even some rain showers kind of sparking up along the frontal boundary as it moves north as we head to early this evening. Mainly focused well to the east, though, as you can see by 9 o'clock. Here's midnight tonight, and we got a few leftover scattered showers here forming along this boundary here as we head towards overnight. And really we could say the same thing here too by around 3 a.m. maybe not as widespread, but right around just north of Black River Falls is probably a safe bet. And then by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, everything really comes to a close. The precipitation, as you can see, will be well east by that point, looking at mainly cloudy skies here to start off the weekend. And then by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we start to see those clouds decrease here a little bit. A few leftover spotty clouds here are possible. And then by noon, we're looking at mostly sunny conditions as those clouds here kind of clear out just a little bit. But notice the temperatures will begin to warm up as that warm front picks up steam and moves towards the north. Behind it, we're going to be looking at some warmer air taking shape, and that's going to allow our temperatures to warm up well into the 60s here as we head into this weekend. Now, this is just a sign of what's to come because Climate Prediction Center shows us that we are looking at a 6 to 10 day above average temperatures to work with. We're getting a bit of a pattern flip here in the weather, and not just the Coulee region, but a lot of us here in the Midwest and the upper Midwest here going to be looking at under the influence of some very warm air moving in, and that is going to allow us to see highs jump up into the upper 60s on Sunday especially. Monday could be 69, but look what happens into most of next week starting Tuesday and then continue through much of next week. High temperatures into the 70s here, and in fact some models even indicate that we could even be nearing that 80-degree mark here in some days next week. So pretty warm for April for this time of the year, to say the least. I don't think anyone's complaining about it. Sophia, are you complaining or are you ecstatic?
I'm not complaining. I am so excited.
You're excited. I can see the look on your face.
I'm looking forward to this weekend to spend some time out in the sun.
There you go.
Next week, 70s.
It's gonna feel nice.
Thanks, Derek.
Yep.
Coming up next, making history in hockey, a woman from Janesville gets ready to be the first woman to play junior hockey for the U.S.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
History will be made on Friday when the Janesville Jets start Ainlise Bergman in goal. She'll be the first woman from the United States to play a junior hockey game. And as Zach Hanley found out, when Bergman takes the ice, she won't just be playing for herself.
Playing hockey with boys is nothing new to Annalise Bergman.
I fell in love immediately with it. My brothers played. I wanted to be just like them.
And neither is the big stage. She's already helped Team USA earn a silver and bronze medal at the Women's World Championships.
She's earned this opportunity. It's not like we just picked her up from the bus stop and know nothing about her and just throwing her in a junior hockey game.
And in her next start between the pipes, Annalise will make history.
This has kind of been like my dream since I was little. I've always wanted to play in a league, you know, no other girl has. So to get the opportunity means everything.
Becoming the first woman to play in the NAHL.
It's something she's definitely earned and deserves, so I don't look at it as anything different other than it's just a goalie that hasn't been with us all year, and she's going to come compete and give us an opportunity to win a hockey game.
But Friday is bigger than just a hockey game. When she puts on the Jets sweater, she's not only doing it for herself,
you know, I got goosebumps when you said that, just because that really is my goal. I just want to, you know, inspire the girls' game, hopefully across the country, and just if you can get girls starting to play and just continue to grow the way that it is, it's going to be awesome.
The magnitude of it is pretty substantial, and the doors that she's potentially going to open and show to other little girls out there that the sky's the limit if you work for it, right?
But the next generation of Annalise Bergmans watching her from the stands.
It's undescribable, kind of, just because this has always been my goal, and so to be here, it's, you know, just get to work and hopefully play the best that I can and inspire some girls in the stands.
Stay with us. We'll have one more check of the forecast when we return.
Here's another check on your 8-day forecast. A final check that is here before we hit the weekend. We're going to be jumping up into the 60s here for Saturday and for Easter Sunday. High of 69 there. And next week, hey, I made this just for you, Sophia. You ready? 70s. 70s.
Next week is planned just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I keep saying I haven't been able to enjoy outside because it's been too cold for me.
Now the pattern is changing. Sophia's going to go out there and enjoy. I will too.
Thanks, Eric.
Right.
And thank you for watching News 8 Now. You can catch us again at 5 and 6.